What's up, everybody? Welcome back. Oh,
pdExes.
Do it again. I said, what's up, everybody?
I swear to fucking God, bitch, I can only do this one more time.
Okay, yeah. Oh, I don't know why it's so funny.
Hi, welcome back.
What's up, everybody? Oh my God, we are losing it. Okay, we're gonna keep this in.
Okay. Steve roast.
Y'all. This is good. I'll have a flush face.
What do I say?
Oh my God. If you're on your way to work right now, I just hope you know that we are putting our bodies through turmoil.
Yes. I have been sitting on this metal stool while Ryan has tried to figure out this podcast for the last hour.
Yeah.
Officially. Hi, welcome back.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back. Episode 17. It's been a journey. So we didn't have a podcast last week. And Greg and I had electricity put in our basement.
Yes.
Now you might say, Ryan, don't you have electricity? We did. We had like one outlet, and I was running our entire production off of like 2 sockets.
Yes.
Which is not great. It's not ideal. So we had electricity put in. You can see, well, can you see the little line down here?
Yes, there is electricity around.
It's all in the basement. Yeah, so you might have asked yourself, hey, where was the podcast last week? And we did warn you. We said we might not have one. After 16 grueling weeks of podcasting, we weren't able to do one. Well, actually, we could have, but we started
No. We absolutely could not have filmed. He needed electricity. It was very strenuous. We needed...
We started getting everything ready for electricity, and it just wasn't in the books to do one. And... so we're doing it today.
So thanks for being patient.
Thank you for being patient. We are flesh and blood human beings.
Yes.
But yeah. So now we have electricity in the basement. And apparently when you get new electricity and new Wi-Fi, all of your shit does not work.
Yes, so I can vouch for this. Yes.
These lights, weird. That light, also weird. Everything's weird. We tried to film podcasts and we spent like an hour and a half trying to get everything to work. Yes. It's very weird.
And by we, he means him.
Yes,
I just sat here and played on my phone. Per usual. But if you're listening,
everything looks the same.
If you're listening, disregard everything we just said.
Everything's
Our
the
voices
same.
are the same.
Yep. I hope.
I actually have learned that the only fucking reason we are doing this is for my voice.
Yeah, I mean, it's weird because usually I try to get everything ready before the podcast, and I just try to get the camera and everything right. But these goddamn hue lights and these nano leaves, like everything is different, and sometimes it just doesn't want to work. It's really frustrating.
Not even that. It's hard to learn how to talk into a mic.
Yes. Oh my God.
Speaking into a mic is difficult.
Speaking into a mark is hard. But yeah, everything's been good. Back to work.
Yep. We did a surprise birthday party for the twins. That was really cool.
Yep.
Were you actually surprised?
I was. Greg, my partner,
I'm
threw a surprise
honestly
party for me.
Terrified. You're going to be like 105 on your deathbed, and you're going to be like, Alexa, I knew about the party, bitch.
No. So, Greg, my partner, he threw a party. Partner. Well, you could say husband. Greg, my husband, my partner. My partner's band.
Great. I'm sure he would love that. Hi, Greg.
He totally surprised me. Mm-hmm. Now, when it gets around to Christmas and holidays, I really want to be surprised. Obviously, with TV shows, I don't want anything spoiled. And the last thing I would hate to do is like be in the closet and be like, oh, a Christmas present or whatever. So I try very hard not to like look at a phone. And not like I'm going to look at a phone, but like when a phone call comes in or text comes in, I don't like, oh God, who is it? You know what I mean? Or even just to go like, oh, so-and-so is calling you. Especially around birthdays and stuff. I'm like really trying not to. And there's a restaurant that Alexa got kicked out of called Matador.
Which we still, just for the record, still have heard nothing.
Yeah. Still haven't heard anything back about why she was kicked out. And then we were going to do that. And, it's an okay thing. We haven't gone back since Alexa's
The
deal.
ruse was there's 2 locations.
Yep.
The East Burnside location can kick rocks after they kicked us out.
Yep.
Unjustly. At 5:45 on a fucking Saturday when we were a quarter of the way through a margarita. So the ruse was when Greg reached out to me about wanting to plan something, we kind of giggled and said, let's plan for the other location.
Right.
So then we could have a little giggle about being able to eat all the food I can't eat at that other location because fuck them.
Yeah. And like for me, I was like, that's cool. I was like, whatever. There's only a few handful of places that I would kind of want to go. And then we were driving there.
Well, it was a whole setup. We were trying to figure out where to go, what to do. Is it both twins? Is it a party for both identical twins? Is it just for Ryan? Do we do something for the other twin? Like, how do we? And I'm fucking smart. This bitch got a tattoo. And so when he was on the airplane, the night before, I turned my location off.
Right.
Hello, duh.
Yeah.
And it was actually really funny. So the ruse was, I didn't want you to know because I figured you were going to sniff it out somehow. Right. Greg actually joked too when he was texting me originally. He was like, LOL, I'm probably going to mess up and text him anyways because I'm sending like 25 texts to people right now. And so we kind of laughed because you're so smart. You always figure stuff out.
That's true.
So, bitch. So we really had to be smart about it. And so I want to say I turned my location off, and then when we were sitting there planning, people are putting balloons up. We're in this private room at this brewery, and Greg texts me, and he goes, oh my gosh, you have to turn your location off because Ryan keeps checking in on you. And I was like, LOL, I turned that off last night when you were on the airplane. Because then I figured if you got off the airplane, you'd turn your phone on and you wouldn't be like, oh, why the fuck did you stop sharing your location with me moments before my birthday? And you would have smelt it out.
So she called and said, oh my God, there's a 2-hour wait at Matador. And this isn't out of the blue. I mean, I'm like, oh my God, yes, it was a Saturday or Sunday, whatever. And so I was like, that makes sense. And Greg was like, oh, well, we should go, where could we go? And he picked another bar. So I'm like texting Alexa and she's like, no, it's a dive bar. And he's like, okay, well, why don't we go to this place? Or I think you might have even suggested it.
Yeah.
So we went in and everyone was there and
it was called Steeplejack. It's great.
Steeplejack.
It was what I heard from being in there was it used to be a community gay church.
Yeah.
And it was really cool. It was lovely inside. Portland loves to take things and make it other things. And it's a beautiful church with stained glass. And I mean, you're in there drinking a beer. When what I would assume would be like the confessional room. Because you're off to the side in a cute little room. It's it was a very cute space. Everyone took really good care of us there. They were super lovely. So it was really fun.
I've always wanted a surprise party, and I might have mentioned it to Greg, but I was like, I always want a surprise party. And I never thought I would actually be surprised. So turned 40. It's a little weird, but whatever. I mean,
August is an expensive month for our family because,
all our birthdays. Well,
not so much now.
Our mom's dead, so we don't have to really celebrate that.
Yeah.
But yeah.
My birthday is
Alexa's birthday.
My birthday's Saturday. And then our mom's birthday was the day after mine. Yeah. So that's always what's a little challenging is, my birthday kind of gets this amalgamation of my birthday with all of mom's feels. And it's just, it's kind of a lot.
Yeah.
It's kind of a lot.
Dead mom birthday, always a bit sad.
Yeah.
Especially because our mom is really cool.
Our mom was the fucking best.
Yeah.
I was actually talking with my Pete Davidson today about how some of my most fond memories of I asked him when his happiest, what was your happiest childhood memory? And I sat there for a second, would have been mom at sporting events.
Yeah.
Mom being there at sporting events, yelling so fucking loud that no one would sit next to her.
Right.
And you know whose that's going to be? This bitch right here. Yup. I'm going to yell so fucking loud, whether, I choose to have kids, if I'm watching them at sports or friends' kids or whoever, I'm going to be that bitch in the fucking stands cheering and yelling.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we did a lot of sports growing up. Sports pretty fun. Swimming.
We did a lot of
We just did a
sports.
lot of shit, which I'm really glad we did growing up. But man, I get anxiety when I watch the Olympics. I never went to the Olympics. Maybe I could have gone. I got a swimming scholarship, but like even when they do like the take your marks and shoot the gun off, man, like sometimes I'm still like, because your body's just conditioned.
Oh yeah. It's that trauma.
Yeah.
You've been doing a lot of. Well, you've been posting a lot.
I've been posting a lot on social media.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's been fun. Doing a lot of
If you found us,
Yes.
If you found us through TikTok,
Yep.
or YouTube, the
Yep.
YouTube shorts, the
Yep.
YouTube stories, welcome. Special Snap celebration, welcome. This is pdExes. It's really fucked up. Join the club.
Enjoy
Buckle up.
20 minutes of
Banter.
Banter and
Quote unquote
laughter.
banter.
Yeah.
Yes.
bant laughter.
Leave the good words to me, all right? You can be funny, but I come up with the good names of things.
But yeah, posting on social media is quite funny because we get a lot of comments. People like to comment. And I find internet comments, YouTube comments very funny.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And
Because
then
no one would ever say anything they're saying to
nobody
your
would say
face.
this to you in line. Maybe if you were like at a bar drunk or something, somebody might tell you this shit. But you can basically post online with no repercussions. And yeah, so like I posted a clip about losing weight and how my insides were like newspaper and shit. And like the thing that I hate the fucking most is when people go, calories in, calories out. This is not a helpful comment at all.
We do talk about Taco Bell a lot.
We talk about Taco Bell a lot, but also like that's everyone's go-to comment when you're talking about weight. Calories in, calories out, calories in, calories out. Like, no shit. This is the problem. The calories going in is the problem. And the calories going out is the problem.
Yes.
Because I don't want to work out.
All of the calorie is the problem.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's all a problem. I mean, you don't tell a hoarder, you go, well, you're bringing too much shit in your house and you're not taking enough shit out of your house. And they're like, whoa, wow. It's, oh no, I might need those magazines from 1975. And they're like,
I might need that extra sausage McMuffin biscuit.
Yeah, for real. So I have a shirt and it says, stop being fat. And this guy, Milo Yiannopoulos, he's a big gay Republican troll. So he got really popular when Trump was kind of running for president. And then kind of shortly after, him and I think his Twitter followers were like bullying Leslie Jones, the Ghostbuster. I don't even think it was like anything crazy. Honestly, I don't remember. But like Twitter was like, yo, you can't be sending people to go, bully and harass somebody. So they kicked him off Twitter. But he had a series of shirts. And one of them was stop being poor. One was stop being fat.
Are these serious or is it a joke?
It's serious for
is it
him.
Satirical?
So he made them being serious.
Okay.
So you could wear them.
But now it's been turned into satire because like, what the fuck?
Not really. I did because I bought the stop being fat shirt because I thought it was funny because I'm fat wear this.
But do they sell the shirts, the stop being fat shirts in bigger sizes?
Yes.
Like the fuck?
So
what is
he
the fucking
sold
point?
it in
so
a
you're saying-
2X.
What the fuck?
So he sold the t-shirt in a size 2X. And I was like, I have to buy this t-shirt and wear this. And I wore it to a couple music festivals. It's fucking hilarious.
Yeah. Do people think you're serious though?
I don't know, but I think it's funny. I thought it was really funny. And I think people got the joke.
Yes.
Because the shirt was made to like bully people.
Yes, of course.
And then I was like, well, I'm going to wear it because I think it's great. And you made it in a 2X, which doesn't make sense.
Yeah, what the fuck?
But I mean, I was walking around at this music festival and people would be like, calories in, calories out. And I'm like, shut the fuck up with your, nobody asked for your stupid advice. But I just find it really funny that like people always say that one thing.
Well, unless your fucking Instagram bio says you are like a fucking nutritionist or you are a licensed health specialist, lifestyle coach, whatever. Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up.
The problem is that people think that I'm upset that I'm fat. And I joke about it a lot, but I'm actually like completely fine.
No, I think that's why people are upset is that you are okay being fat.
Yeah.
Like you are okay the way that you are existing and that you are not on this track. And I had a conversation with a girl I worked with today. And if you're listening, you know who you are and I love you. And she showed me a picture and she was talking about how I said, hey, you need these pair of pants. You can wear this color. I'll wear this color. It'd be super cute. And she goes, I don't want these pants because I have cellulite. My sister sent me a photo and I was absolutely mortified. And she showed me the photo and this bitch looked fucking so good in this photo. Her butt cheeks looked all juicy. Her legs looked good. Yeah, sure, there's a little bit of cellulite, but I don't know. It makes me so sad. And I looked at her and I was like, and I grabbed her arm and I was like, stop. You know, body dysmorphia is challenging. Right. And I looked at her and she was like, I know. And I was like, you look healthy in this photo. Right. I was like, look at this photo and know that I see you as being healthy. And this is coming from one person to another. Right. I'm not going to lie to you about this. I'm not going to gas you up. But like if I see a photo of your butt cheeks and you're on a paddleboard, your butt looks juicy. I'm not looking at being like, oh, well, she's got cellulite. And we are our hardest critic.
It's true.
We are truly our hardest critic. And I think people are fucking mad. You don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
I think people are mad that you don't necessarily need to be different.
I mean, I go to Coachella and I just walk around with my shirt off. Like, I legit don't give a shit.
But that's
like,
okay. But that's care. Okay. So that's
the thing. Yeah. We just said it at the same time.
It's like I had a lot of friends who get mad about crop tops. And like, I don't want to say that my body is genetic because I have worked for the frame that I have. However, I'm not in the gym 5-6 hours a day to have my frame. I will say somewhat of my body is genetic. Right.
I can gain 8 pounds in a week. Like if I go and just like when I go to Disneyland and I just like I'm walking all day, but I'll have like an ice cream or whatever. I'm just eating like regular stuff. I will legit gain 8 pounds. I went to Hawaii and I'll be there for a couple weeks and I'm in the ocean all day and everything. And my body is like, we're saving all of this. It's nuts. And like, is that fair? I don't know. Like maybe my body will last longer in a zombie apocalypse, but like some people work out and they lose weight.
Yeah. I was going to say, I work out with a couple kids and they were talking about, there's a protein shake that's like 3,000 calories. It's just some incredible, just weight gain.
Right.
And I was talking with him about it and he says that his metabolism, it's like everyone has their own struggle.
Right.
His metabolism is so fast that he can't work out too much because he gets tiny. And, he's in college. He wants to be big, He's not a string bean. And I've worked with him a couple summers in a row and he gets bigger and fills out his frame every time I see him. But to each his own. Everyone has their own battle.
I always find it funny with like YouTube comments and stuff. YouTube comments are kind of the worst, I think, out of most social media. I feel like they're the most harsh. But basically, I just don't think they care. Like, I don't think YouTube cares. I don't think there's a lot of moderation on there. Like TikTok or Instagram. You tend to, I mean, I think like Facebook will go back and be like, hey, you posted something in 2018. It's not very savory. So, you're banned for a month or something like that. But I don't know. YouTube, it's kind of weird. They'll like hide certain comments that are inappropriate sometimes. But yeah, I feel like YouTube comments are like usually what somebody's going to say if they like stuck their head out of their car, and drove by you.
Just yelled
and they
drive
just yelled
by.
at you. Like that's every YouTube comment that I read. It's just somebody in a car being like, calories in, calories out.
Just a whisper.
And I'm just like, okay, bye. See ya.
Wait, was that for me? It doesn't matter.
Like,
okay.
Was that for you? But yeah. Social media stuff's hard too. It's posting. I make all the videos for it and I edit everything together. It's a lot of work. Yeah. So I got a lot of projects I'm doing. I have Ouch I'm Gay, which is a YouTube series that my friend Sean and I are doing. Obviously this. I also do my music project, City of Pyramids, and working on a couple new videos, new music. I do remixes. Like I try to do one every week, but that has gotten a little bit tough. So I do like one every couple weeks, but I also play live stuff for TikTok and Instagram. So just a lot. It's a lot of editing, time management. It's like each one is like a small business. I have to remind myself that I'm like, oh, I have 4 small businesses.
Correct.
But yeah, I mean, if you like the shit, share it.
Yeah, please. It's free.
Yeah.
Free to share.
That's what's weird about podcasts. Like, it doesn't cost any money.
Right.
I mean, I guess we could charge for like, hey, you want early access? pdExes. Here at
Exes.
yeah, here at a day early on Snacky.
24 hours early.
Yeah.
Like,
Pocker.
although I do feel good, so I'm a big My Favorite Murder fan, and I just
yes, it's really good.
Even people's biggest complaint is they got commercials, and you know what? Ka-ching, bitch.
I mean, here's the
That's
thing.
money, and you can just go skip. Why the fuck do I care? I want those girls to cash that check, make that money. I am listening to a free podcast. That would be like, why does my newspaper have ads in it? Why does this free paper have ads in it? This penny saver. Why does this have ads?
So TV is free. You turn on your whatever TV, it's free, but they play ads.
Right.
And so Tide is like, hey, buy some Tide while you're waiting for Seinfeld to come back on. Right. And then you're at the grocery store and you're like, oh shit, I got to buy some Tide. And then all of a sudden that money somehow makes it back to Tide.
Yes.
And they're like, haha, yes, we made, our ad work. That's the whole reason ads work, is they're trying to like convince you to buy a thing and be in your subconscious when you need to buy Tide. Tide did not sponsor us. I just like the visual of buying Tide. Tide, sponsor us. Taco Bell. Also, sponsor us.
Please.
Taco Bell first, and then
Taco Bell first,
soil
and
your underpants. You need Tide to clean it
Christ. Up. Well, what I was gonna say was you could get Taco Bell, so we could get Taco Bell merchandise.
Oh yeah,
that says
some
Taco
TV
Bell
merchandise
that says calories in, chalupas out.
Oh.
See, I'm the one with the good ideas. I came up with the name for the podcast.
Chalupas in, chalupas out.
No, bitch, mine was funnier.
Theirs is pretty good.
Well, I guess we could say R.I.P. to the Choco Taco.
Oh yeah, but I mean, I'm sure they'll bring it back.
Is this like the Cher farewell tour? They're gonna be like Choco Taco, and now everyone needs one. See, that's the one thing that's been fucking me up, is with all the exposure everything gets on TikTok, like the Mexican pizza, right? This is the Mexican pizza theory, okay? I think it was doing fine, and then they pulled it because they were like, JK. And then everyone's like, wait, Taco Bell has Mexican pizza? They're getting rid of it? Wait, now it's back? I need to try it. It's the same thing with scarcity that's like clothing stores operate. Stuff goes viral, and then you have a billion people looking for something that there is not a billion of that exist, right?
Well, I worked at Taco Bell twice, and the Mexican pizza, it probably just took too long to make. Also, a lot of people, this is my favorite thing. I love the Mexican pizza, but
it's expensive.
You have the shell, I think, is made out of like the flour tortillas that you deep fry, and you get that little crispy. Yes. But that's like the only thing that uses that shell. They don't do anything else. The tostada, which is also gone and hasn't been brought back yet. Please, Doja Cat, make a tostada song, please.
Doja Cat, please
tostada
help
was
us
so
out.
good. The tostada is a shell, like a corn shell. But the Mexican pizza is the only thing that uses that shell. And, correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure that's the only thing. And if a lot of people aren't ordering it, they're probably just like, you also, every day and several times a day, you have to make all those shells. And you stack them up in little things. And so they probably got to a point they were like, nah. Like they just got rid of the little potato things for you to
cheesy fiesta potatoes.
Yeah.
Fuck
but
me
they
up.
brought them back for the potato soft taco. So it's weird. I don't know. They probably have somebody crunching numbers and they're like, people aren't ordering enough. We'll just get rid of it. But then everyone had a shit fit and they brought it back, and Doja Cat made a song. And they brought back the Mexican pizza for like a week. And then they were like, sorry, we underestimated how much you liked it. And it's like, did you? I don't think so. Oh, man. That's like when the McDonald's made the Rick and Morty sauce.
The Szechuan.
The Szechuan. Okay, so to fill you in, you probably should know this by now.
Yes.
But like 5 years ago, Rick and Morty had an episode and they're talking about this Szechuan sauce. And they just brought it up kind of as a joke that it was for Mulan.
Way back in the day.
It was like in the
90s. Yeah. Disney partnered with McDonald's for the Mulan release. They created Szechuan sauce, just like you get your cute little fucking ranch or your honey mustard through the drive-thru. There used to be a Szechuan sauce. And Rick and Morty took it, and they kind of fucking joked about it because there was an episode.
He complained about like, why'd you bring it back? And he went back in time to get it. And everyone was like, oh my God, we have to try this. And people had some online. They were selling like that they hadn't,
from
you
many
don't
moons
want to
ago.
eat it, right? And so then they did a big release, and each store got like 6. And I remember I went to like 4 McDonald's that day, and none of them had it.
Yeah, of course.
And like they had little like little things that they gave out, but they had like 6 per location, and some locations didn't even get them. And then they were like, "Oh, sorry, we underestimated how many people wanted this fucking sauce." And it's like, everybody that watches your show is gonna want it. Like, and you guys were making a batch, and you're like, "Well, how many should we make?" And they're like, "I don't know, make 1,000 of them, whatever." Like,
Yeah.
And so then it was like 8 months later, they finally released them, and then everyone got to go and have it. But they're all like, I hate when companies like fuck up.
Right.
And then they're like, "Hey, buddy, we're best friends. Remember when we had that fiasco? Come on down. We got it now.
Right.
We're best friends." That's like when McDonald's started doing fucking breakfast.
All the time.
And they're like, "Hey, we're doing breakfast. Don't you want breakfast all day? Aren't we friends?" And it's like, no, fuck you. I wanted fucking breakfast at noon. And you guys are being like, "No,
I wanted breakfast
fuck
at
you."
fucking 10:02.
Yeah.
My dog.
No,
I
and they're
wanted
just
breakfast
like,
at 10:02.
they're like, "No, bitch, get a cheeseburger." And you're like, "Damn it." I remember I was like, I'd be like driving like all night, you know, and I'd be like, "Hey, let me pull in, get some breakfast." And they're like, "Oh, sorry, we stopped breakfast at 9.
But it's
And
also
you're
the
like,
reverse.
Yeah.
It's also the reverse. Back in the
That's
day, you
true,
could
yeah.
not get a Big Mac during breakfast time.
That's
so if you
true.
rolled in,
Yeah.
if you rolled in and you did graveyard and you wanted your fucking Big Mac large fry,
Right.
you could not have that.
I think it's still like that. I don't think you can order hamburgers during
No,
breakfast.
they do everything all the time.
I guess
now,
it is
think.
different now.
They got
I
to
guess
do
different
all that
now,
shit
yeah.
all the time because companies just need to be trying to make it right for their guests.
Yep. It's just weird though when companies like they're just like so sassy. They're like, "No pickles, no problem." I'm like, okay, thanks. I don't get the fast food sass.
My big thing now is I've just come to the point where fast food costs more than me going and getting a cheeseburger from somewhere.
Yeah.
I had the cutest date with my Pete Davidson. I've been seeing a lot of things on social media just about how dates don't have to cost money.
Yeah.
It can be really simple. Dates are not this thing that need to be an exuberant amount of money. A date can be a picnic in the backyard. It can be playing a board game. It can just be it's just about showing up and being intentional. And that's fucking crazy coming from a bitch who did long distance for a super long time. Because I'm learning that my love language is more quality time. I feel very valued and very seen in my relationship when I can spend time with someone. And that's gross. That's gross. Like, bitch, I want to hang by myself.
Right.
I want to be fucking dirty girl, gross, messy bun, bathrobe, no fucking panties, hanging out at home, smoking weed, eating my Cheetos.
Yeah.
Now, I'm like fucking, it's a little coupley cute shit, and I just want to like breathe the fucking same air he's breathing all the time. It's irritating.
It is weird, but I think when you're single, you're just like, "Oh, when am I gonna have?"
Well, it's
a partner.
It's the ends of the spectrum, right? You either want the partnership and you're like, "I'm alone, I need someone, I want company," or you're like, "My company is the best and I don't need anyone."
Yeah, I mean, people that like to spend time with stuff, like, I get it, but I think everybody wants to have, a fuck sleeve human that you can hang out with.
A cum dumpster.
A cum dumpster.
Yes.
Yeah, everyone needs a cum dumpster. And luckily,
in a loving, respectful way.
Yeah, and luckily I found my dumpstery, my
garbage man.
No, because he's not taking the cum dumpster. He's not taking it out. I'm the reciprocal. Reciprocal.
So he's the garbage person.
I'm the receptacle. That's what I needed to be.
Okay. And so then that makes him the thrower. He's throwing
the guy in the office that's trying to write a haiku, and he's like,
yes, he's the guy shoving it down the trash chute, trying to get like Rachel trying to push the pizza box down in Friends, can't get it. Ew.
No, not pizza, just the shoving it down part.
Yuck.
But yeah, everybody wants companionship. But I think you get to a certain point where everybody's got their own kind of deal, and the way that they wake up in the morning, go to sleep, and I got to shit at exactly 7:02 in the morning, and I got this, and this. And when you get in a relationship, it's all about the give and take, and you're like, "Oh, well, if you shit at 7:01, well, I can't shit at 7:02, so I got to shit at 720, so it's all these like give and take, and everybody has to be okay with those things.
Right.
Because sometimes you get with somebody and you're like, I have to have this thing, and you don't want to compromise, and then the relationship, goes tits up. So
yeah, or you could be dating someone who is a closet drug dealer that you don't really know about until after you date. Yeah, we'll get into this.
We'll get to this.
See, here's the thing. Here's the fucking thing. Here's the thing. We talk a lot about food. We talk a lot about lifestyle, all right? That is because I cannot give you all of this fucked up stuff at once, or you guys wouldn't want to be my friend, okay?
We're going to get into Alexa's second big relationship craziness. Yeah, we might try to parse it out in
we might try to broach that subject.
There's a lot that happened. It's just relationships are cool. I mean, I always wanted one. I always wanted somebody to hang out with, and like mostly just to have somebody to kind of hang out with. And me being a twin, I basically had someone to hang out with my whole life.
Right.
But then I moved out when I was about 35, about 5-6 years ago. I moved out because I just wanted to be my own person.
Longer than that.
I think it's about 5-6 years. Yeah.
It's like 7 or 8.
Maybe. Oh, yeah. I don't know. Maybe.
I was like
6.
20. I was like 24 or 25, I think, when you moved out.
Anyway, it's been about like 5-6 years since I moved out, and I would go out to New York and do a lot of graphic design work. I'd go do stuff. So I'd be out there for several weeks, and I'd stay at my friend's house, and we would hang out in New York. But I was basically kind of doing my own shit, and I've kind of been married my whole life. I grew up with my twin brother. We would share a room a lot, and we would always go on trips together. We always do everything together. Even when it was like getting food, I wouldn't just go get food. We would go get food.
Right.
And my brother is a little stubborn. I'm a little stubborn. We did music and art stuff together.
But you have always been a unit.
Yeah, we were always like a thing. And so when I travel, I would be like, oh, I'm going to go get Jack in the Box. And then I'd be like, oh, I don't have to tell anybody that. That's cool. Or I'd go to the store and get groceries, and I would just get the stuff that I wanted.
Right.
So I was like, wow, I like this. And it really felt like I was in kind of like a marriage, where I was like,
checks and balances.
Man, yeah, I like the companionship. I like hanging out with my brother, but like I kind of want to explore and see what I'm about.
Right.
And my friend Eric had a place, and we had met at like a birthday party or something downtown Portland, and he showed up, and he was like, I got a room, and I was like, dope. Like, and then I looked at it, and it was like a month later, I moved in, and it was just really cool. And then I lived with my friend Brian, and just slowly just kind of got to explore my own shit. Yeah. And it's really cool. And
definitely recommend it for everybody. Living by yourself is a really big accomplishment. Even if you don't live by yourself and you live by a roommate, or you're in college and you're just moving out for the first time, cherish that time. You don't need the nicest furniture or like all that stuff. Like really, it's truly just about the experience. That was the biggest thing for me when I was in that relationship for a couple of years when I was in California and it just was not working out. I want to say even had the relationship worked out, I think it would have always been in the front of my mind.
Yeah.
Hey, you've never got to live by yourself. Could you do it?
Right.
Because when I lived in California, he paid for everything. He took care of everything. I was, basically a guest in his house.
Yeah.
And, not having any money, but having him, basically give me a card and go, hey, go shopping, whatever. See you later. It's not as great as it sounds, right? It sounds great, but at the end of the day,
a good idea.
It's the quality time. That's what I needed. You know,
there's also a lot of guilt with that sometimes. Yes. And it's like, oh man, like I want to contribute. And
yes, very much.
It can be weird, and like I remember I would just have conversations where like you've never been by yourself. Mm-hmm. You need to just kind of be by yourself and kind of grow and figure out what you need.
I always used to think it was bullshit when people said that. I always used to think it was bullshit. It sounds
really stupid. People are like, you got to fall in love with yourself. Ugh.
Yeah,
like,
RuPaul.
Fuck off.
If you have, what does RuPaul say?
If you can't love yourself, how in the hell are you going to love anybody else?
That's true. It's genuinely true. Very true. If you can't find love for yourself, how can you ask a partner to do that? Right.
And then it's just like, you just need to be happy in your own skin. Mm-hmm. And some people fall in love in high school, some in college, and for whatever reason, people might grow apart, and it's okay. Mm-hmm. It's okay to need space, or, like I got to a point where I was like, I felt so bad that I was like, I need to move out. Mm-hmm. But like we had basically spent every day together for
Right.
30 some years. And then what happens if I move out and it doesn't work out or I
Right.
get sad?
Scary.
I mean, there's all these things. And I think a lot of people stay together because of the convenience. You know, hey, I'm living with my brother and yeah, it sucks. And we were arguing a lot, mostly about like, you know, music stuff or bills.
Right.
And I just got to a point where I was like, you know what? I'm just going to do this for myself. And if I
Yeah.
fuck up, I fuck up. And, you know, hopefully he doesn't get in a bad situation. But also I felt like I was enabling him a little bit too.
Right.
By just constantly being there. And like, I don't know, with twins, it's weird because you're kind of the same person, but you're different. And there's a twin companionship thing that only twins have. Like you can't explain it, but like there's a connection there. And so it's fucking weird.
Yeah. But everyone has a choice, right? You have a choice. And a guy I dated for a while, his dad was never in his life ever. Like mom got pregnant at 17. Dad was never in life ever. And dating him and having a really awful relationship with our dad.
Right.
And just crying or being upset because I just feel so misunderstood or just so forgotten.
Right.
And to have him, you know, someone who has never had a dad, like a fatherly, you know, he had fatherly figures and uncles, but not that like, that's my dad, let's go play baseball. To have someone who never had that experience in their life tell me, hey, that's okay and your family is who you choose. Just because he is your dad doesn't make him, just because he's your blood dad doesn't mean he's your family. And that meant a lot coming from someone because I felt obligated. Like it's that, you know, it's that, like we said, it's the mom guilt, right? You got the dead mom guilt where, you know, my Pete Davidson is talking today about how, he's not texting his parents back. He's like, I'm not, not texting my mom. And I just looked at him and he goes, I know, parents, you got parent, you know, it's a parent thing. And, you know, I see kids in, you know, at my work and, you know, parents are like, hey, you know, what can I get you? Today's back to school shopping. Like everyone's doing stuff. And, you know, you get these kids who are like, no, it's okay. Like, it's okay, grandma, I don't need anything. And, you know, it's always a really genuine offer, right? And I'll look at the kid and I'll be like, hey, you need to take them up on that because one day that offer will stop. One day that offer is not there.
Yeah.
Not by way of you getting older, whatever. You know, they say the best gift you can get when you're older is clothes. That's the one thing you didn't want when you were a kid, right?
I just, it was always weird. Our mom died 12 years ago.
It'll be 11.
11 years ago.
Wait, it'd have been 10.
It's 2010.
12 years ago. Yeah, 12 years ago, September 5th.
Yeah. And it's just weird. I was 28. I think you were 18, just turned 18.
No, I was just turning 20.
20?
Yeah, I had just turned 20.
And it's weird when you grow up with mom. I mean, some people don't have moms. Some moms pass away. You know what I mean? So I'm grateful for the time that we had. But like, our mom was so cool. I mean, she was like a woman version of me.
She's like a woman version of me, asshole.
No, our mom was just like really, really, really cool.
Well, I hadn't realized it until you said something because you were like late 20s. And yeah, I remember you looked at me one time and you were like, wow, I couldn't imagine losing mom when, you know, you were my age.
Yeah.
I have friends that tell me that too. And the only thing I ask is that if you have a mom, like all moms want from all of my friends who have kids, all they want to know is that you are like happy. Yeah. That's it, right? So even if you guys have merciless differences, I see. But then at the same time, like if you have a relationship with your parent, just love them while they're here.
Right.
You know, that's all we can ask because one day they won't be here and it's a little late once they're gone to be like, oh shit.
Yeah.
I should have said all the things you said. I saw an interview with this guy where he was saying that, you know, you see your parents, twice a year?
Oh, yeah.
You know, you see your parents twice a year. Right. And, you know, let's say, you know, your parents only live 5 more years. He's like, that's 10 times you get to see your parents.
That's crazy.
Right? So when you think about it on a scale like that, and a big thing for me too is, I think I've mentioned this before. I think losing our mom, for me at such a young age, I want every single fucking person in my life to know how much I love them and how great they are and how much they've impacted me and how much I cherish their friendship. And I want people to know all the things. Yeah. Because you could die tomorrow.
It's true.
You could die in a car crash. The world could end. There's all these crazy things. And I think for me, like I feel like life is so short.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes, life is, you know, we're main character. This is our movie. We're living the dream. But life is fucking short.
It doesn't feel like it until something happens. And then you're like, ooh, shit. Or they're like, oh, hey, you have kidney failure. Yeah. Oh, it's a cancer thing. Or, oh, it's this. And then you're like, oh, no. Now, I do support what we're talking about the parents, unless you have like a toxic parent,
Yeah.
shitty parent,
Cut that shit out.
controlling
Cut it out.
parent, bye-bye,
Yep.
snip, snip, snip. Like you don't need to keep parents in your life, that just are bad, or like anybody in your life. You should not have people in your life that make you feel a type of way, who want to try to convince you to be a specific way. Like you don't need that. I learned kind of later in my life that I like to make sure people are happy, and I'll kind of overextend or like forgive people for being shitty. And yeah, it's nice. And I remember my friend was like, it's commendable. It's cool that you're being so nice and forgiving people, but at the same time, you don't have to do that. So I got to a point where I was like, look, if you're not adding value to my life,
Absolutely.
I get it. Everybody's got times and struggles, or whatever. But if you're not adding value, I'm not entertaining any of that. And so I have had to cut out certain friends, calls, and like even with, our dad and stuff, where, it's just like, if you're not adding value, then I'm not going to extend. I'm here if you want to chat, but I'm not going to go out of my way to like keep these people in my life. And I found myself to be a lot more happier just to focus on myself.
I mean, the saying is true. You surround yourself with 6 idiots, you're going to be the 7th idiot.
It's true.
If you surround yourself with 6 millionaires, you're going to be the 7th millionaire. You really are the company that you keep. And I struggle a lot with feeling like I'm just kind of surrounded by a lot of gossip at times, and a lot of just...
I mean, we do have a podcast.
Who was it though? So there's a difference between like my goal, I've said this numerous times, when we came out to a podcast, I wanted to have a podcast that to me resembled how I feel after I'm done listening to My Favorite Murder. Yeah. I want to laugh. I want to feel included. I want to feel like I'm listening to my girlfriend's chat in the other room, but I'm just kind of sitting in my room having a little alone time, but I'm still a part of the conversation. And if I laugh, they know I'm laughing with them. And podcasts are just, I wanted to have a podcast that people could listen to and feel good. I didn't want to have a podcast where we just talk shit.
Yeah, because it's easy. Talking shit is easy. Yes. It's easy to be like, yes, you see this bitch over here and blah, blah, but like, you're gonna be 40 one day.
Yeah.
Or you're gonna die. But like, you're gonna hit an age. You're gonna get old. You're gonna have all these issues. And everybody always feels like they're so invincible. And that's like so far away. And like, time will get you.
Yeah.
And it's funny that we're like, when you're 18 or 20 and you're just like, the world loves me and I'm great. And like, especially like women, this confidence of like, I'm the shit. And then they use that to be dicks to people. Oh, I'm so pretty. And it's like, you're going to get to that point.
I think it's just being self-aware. Yeah. I think it's being self-aware. I think it's also, a lot of it has to do with, there's a term that's called energy dumping.
Yeah.
So, try it with your friends. If you need to ask your friends if they're in a good headspace to be able to like receive what you're talking to them about. It's not just a work thing. When I talk to friends, whether they're a coworker who's a friend or like a close girlfriend, like my closest girlfriends know if I'm upset and I call you, I'm going to ask you if you have space.
Right.
I don't want to energy dump. Are you in space where you can listen right now? And I'll have friends that'll be like, nope, going through it myself. And I'll be like, all right, love you. I'm here for you. But if you call someone, you got to be able to. I mean, there have been times I've been holding back tears and I call my homegirl. And they know, obviously, because I'm almost in tears, but it's like, hey, no, let me make space for you. How can I be there? Because when you call someone and you just energy dump, that's like so awful if you're on the other end of it. And, if you got like a friend who is going through a breakup and every time it's just really hard and it's the same cycle and you're just watching this stuff happen and you get off the phone and you just feel icky.
Right.
You don't have to entertain that.
But I mean, as a friend too, I think that just kind of comes with the territory sometimes.
Yeah, but at there is a breaking point. There is a breaking point, and that is okay to slightly remove yourself from that. It is okay, as I'm learning from my friends, to create boundaries like that.
Well, sometimes I get off work and I work retail, and I'll, my brother will call me and I'm like, yo, like I can't, I'm not in a good space right now. I gotta, let's chat later. Yes. And it's completely fine to tell somebody that, like, hey, I'm just not in a great spot. I want to be there for you, but I'm going to need a little bit of time.
Right.
But I also will tell friends, let me know if you need me.
Yeah, absolutely.
If it's like an emergency and you need someone to chat with, just text me that. I will be there.
Absolutely.
Let me know. Because sometimes you just call somebody and it just goes to voicemail. Or I just send a text and I don't read it. So I'm like, if you need me, let me know.
Or like last night when I had a glass break. I was reaching, I'm trying to make fucking delicious ass pasta salad so I can take my man some fucking lunch to work. And luckily I moved the bowl of 2 hours worth of prep work across the counter. But I was looking for something to mix my salad dressing, and a glass came out and fell and shattered and literally shattered on my counter where I had the pasta salad, all over the floor, all over my feet.
Dang.
And meanwhile, I have a coworker that reached out to me, a close friend that called me, and I didn't look at my phone for an hour. And I went, oh my God, I just had a glass break. I'm so sorry. You know? And so there's always like, let me know what's going on because I want to be there to support you as a friend. But just because we are friends does not mean that, you know, you can take the overwhelming, you know, sense of yuckiness if that's where you feel. But check in. Check in with the friendships. See, make sure you're giving as much as you're receiving, as much as you're giving. It is a symbiotic relationship, you know? I would hate to be that friend that is always super dramatic, but
we'll find out now after the podcast.
Oh, bitch, what did someone fucking say? Can we at least bring up the one comment that someone said about the fajitas? And they were like, Ryan's like, I don't like attention. And the person's like, oh my God,
this person said,
snaps to you.
I think it's one of my favorite comments.
Please, if this is you and you actually listen to our podcast, this is a fucking test, my dude.
They don't.
If you do listen to this podcast, you write in, we'll send you a fucking free shirt, all right?
Yeah. The person says, okay, so back up a little bit. In the last episode, I talk about I don't like fajitas. I don't like a spectacle, you know. And so he goes, so you don't like, he goes,
you don't like attention.
You don't like attention, but you have a podcast? And I was like, yes. Like, what does that mean? Like, I can like attention and have a podcast.
Yeah, but also we're in a fucking basement. We're in a basement with me and you. Who else is in here? Right?
You know, but I just think it's funny because people always want to do a comment or something. And I'm like, whatever.
I will say the one thing was, at your wedding, I had some stupid fucking TikTok and it went viral.
Oh, yeah.
And I have none of my notifications turned on because my personal time is valuable to me. Woke up the day after your Disneyland wedding and I opened my TikTok and my fucking phone starts glitching because I have so many things and it said like 999 plus.
Right.
And I was like, bitch, what the fuck? And then I realized that this video I made of me at Disneyland where we're in Star Wars land and it's a transition I did at home and I was like, oh fuck, I'm kind of drunk in Star Wars land. Let me just film the rest of this.
Right.
At Lex Peach Emoji if you want to check out my TikTok.
Yep.
But it went viral and I'm just fucking laughing at all these comments, right? Yeah. And I kind of go through, but what people don't realize is when you comment on someone's video or send it to anyone, you're pushing their content.
Yeah.
If you really hated the video, all you'd have to do is swipe. Right. Because TikTok, the algorithm, it tracks how long you watch a video. It tracks if you watch the video multiple times. If you comment, like, share, save, what the fuck ever, right?
Right.
If you didn't like something, you would just be continually swiping, right? But you sitting on my video that you don't like, that you want to talk shit about, or you want to talk about how girls are thirsty, bitch, you on my fucking page. You're pushing my content. When you like my video, 3 more people get it. And so it's exponential, right?
That's the thing I love about Drew.
Off Wallow. Drew off Wallow.
So good.
Hold on. Bitch, my girl. Okay. Her name is Drew off Wallow. This beautiful, beautiful woman on TikTok.
Great.
I will listen to her TikToks on fucking repeat as I clean my house because she is out here roasting these misogynistic men who think they can just be misogynistic men on this app.
It's so good. I mean,
my God.
I mean, what is it? Like probably 6 months or 7. I mean, they haven't been on TikTok long and they're one of the top people. And what I think
found her at like 1 million. I think I found her right when she hit 1 million. There was some video where she was commenting on someone's fucking buck teeth after they were making fun of this girl for being fat or whatever. And she comes in and she stitches and she's like, hi. And she just comes for these guys' lives.
It's so funny.
You gotta find her, follow her if you don't already, support her. She's on Instagram and please. I will push that content. She is a godsend. It's funny because like men who think they're so good, they'll be like, oh, so we're just promoting fat women now and we're just promoting obesity. And then
Drew gets on there and she just shits all over these people.
Oh my God.
It's so
in the best
hilarious.
way. And then people get mad that they're roasting her.
Right.
And she's like, you fucking started it. You are picking on this poor girl. And girls will turn their comments off. Girls will like delete their stuff. And the best fucking thing is, bitch, if you said it, there's a picture of it. If you said it, there's a fucking screenshot. Any mean thing you say to someone, this is what I think is fucking hilarious. At some point, when you go to apply at a job, they're going to pull up your last 6 comments you left to someone and they're going to be like, oh, you're using the N-word? Oh, you're calling people fags? Like, like if you had to take accountability for what you were writing, online would be totally different.
It's just really funny because like these men are making these comments about women. She makes a video about it. And then the men are like, oh, so you're just doing the same thing and you're just being a bully. And how can she be making these videos? And like, they just like don't get it.
Right. And that's what's the fucking funniest part.
And I think,
people will, what was the big thing that was happening with her once she got really famous? Like once her content got really fucking famous and she's got millions of followers on all of her platforms now, snap to her. Yeah. We want all the success for her in the world because we need fucking more of that.
Right. But guys will continually make videos because they want her to stitch so they can get their
business email.
They can get her her to do a video, and then they think that they're going to get all these followers. And so they'll be like, yeah, Drew, look at her. Blah. And it's just like, it's so desperate.
Oh my God.
Because it's like,
fucking best.
If you don't like somebody, just keep on moving. But every day they're just like trying to make videos. And my favorite is when like girls will make a video in support of men and they're like, look at Drew and I can't believe it. And she's like, hey babe, hey Steve, look at the video I made. Do you want to go smoke a Swisher Sweet in the hallway?
Ew.
And then we can
you want to go smoke a menthol?
Yeah. But it's like, it's just so like, I don't get it. I don't get why.
But snaps to her because she's fucking crushing it.
She's so funny. It's just like her videos are funny. Her laugh is great. She just doesn't care. Like,
and the best thing is, people clown on her. They're like, "Oh, you're fat." One, she is an incredible athlete. Right. This bitch is I say bitch with love. She is an incredible athlete, and her boyfriend.
Yeah.
Oh, all these fucking uggos out there talking, and they're like maybe half the size of her boyfriend, and she's out there hip thrusting, and they're talking shit, and I'm like, I don't want to fucking see her boyfriend because, good night.
Yeah. It's quite funny. I really enjoy her. But yeah, Drew, if you need some guests on your show, I will come on and be gay, and I will represent both of us.
Or you can have me on there and we will both be loud. We'll both be very
Not
funny. Not you. Me and Drew are probably, I feel like I are like the same volume level.
I'll text you jokes.
Oh, their sound people can hate both of us. I'll be fine with that.
No, it's just great. And I love seeing people just kind of standing up for body positivity. Because like we have it in our society that like, if you're fat, you are somehow devalued.
Well, if you're fat, you need to change. If you're fat, you're requesting change in some way.
And it just doesn't make sense. Like, it doesn't matter what your body looks like. Your value is still high. But in our society, we've gone like, oh, this isn't great, and this isn't great, and you fucked that up, and oh, you living on the street, well, you must have fucked that up. And it's like, it's just completely backwards. We learned a lot today. Talked about social media comments.
Yep.
They're quite funny. Talked about Drew.
Yeah.
Very funny TikTok. We talked about cutting people out of your life.
Yeah. Relationships are important.
Being weird. Take control. You have all the power. Last thing you want to do is wake up and you're older and you're like, man, I spent all this time with all these people that don't add value to me. You gotta make a change.
Yeah, you want to be that 7th millionaire. You don't want to be the 7th fucking idiot. All right.
Yeah.
Keep that in mind.
Yeah. Well, we'll see you next week.
Bitch, I say that. The fuck? We'll see you next week. Bye.
Bye.
Oh, do you have to clap?
Oh yes. Ooh,
that was a good one.